Hello everybody, welcome back to our tutorial. My name is Chidebere. This is a continuation of our training series on Firebase, FireStore and Flutter. So in the last couple of tutorials, we looked at how to retrieve data, retrieve collection, sub-collection, update, delete, retrieve once, and retrieve data using condition. So in today's tutorial, we'll be looking at how to display. Before now, we've been printing the data which we are getting on the console. We've not been displaying it on the UI of the screen. But today we are going to display some of these data on the UI here. So there are two ways of displaying or getting data, storing them and displaying. You can use a stream builder which retrieves data in real time and display it. You can also use a method call. You can call a method that performs the query, get the data and displays it once. When you need to update it, you have to call that method again. And we have a model. We can pass um, our data to a model that we build, and we can then use that model subsequently without having to make that call again or writing long strings of code to perform a repetitive task. So without wasting much of your time, let's go ahead and add some few items to this. So we will be using Stream Builder for this, and I just do Stream Builder, and for the Stream Builder, where are we getting our stream from? We need to define where our data will be coming from, and for now, let's leave it and then try to build the widgets or design the widgets that will do that. So I do build contests. Yeah, I think so. Build contests. Okay, contest, and this will be an asynchronous stuff. Async, um, async snapshots. I'm getting it right. Query snapshot, and then we store the data we are going to get in this snapshot, and then sorry, we do this. So okay, you got it right. So say if not, if the snapshot doesn't have any data yet, we want to show a loading button. We'll return a loading button, a progress return. Let's put it at the center, and then center we do child and circular progress indicator. So we have a round circular progress indicator. So, but that's if this condition is met, this is what we will return. But if it's not, or the default of what we will have, if this condition is not met, will be we'll have a container. We return a container. So basically, if you want to use ListView or anything that doesn't have size or height associated with it, like Stack, like ListView, and the rest, you have to put them in a container and make sure you define the height. Sorry, and make sure you define the height for it. So the height I'm going to give, let's give it 200. We adjust that with time, and we want to use a child and is list view. So what happens here is that the children, we do children And what are we returning? The snapshot which we created, and the data in the snapshot, the documents, and in form of a map. So let's change this to document so we know that we are returning documents. So let me remove this. So what do we want to happen here? So what happens here is that um, we will return something. Let's say we return let's return a card just to make it look nice. Return a card, and inside the card we have a child, and we have a list type, because let's have a list type. So there's an error somewhere here. Saying the data card is not an iterable data type. We can't iterate through it. Um, okay. Let's see. Sorry, most times we run into problems like this, and just have to figure out a way out of it. Okay, let me do this again. Children, and let's do this again. Let's do this again. So what are we calling? We want to get the the snapshot which we are going to get from this stream here, this stream up here. So the snapshot dot data dot docs dot map. I want to get it in form of a map. So what happens is we have this, we define this, and what do we want to have inside of this? Dot to let's do dot to list. Oh, awesome. So let's return our card. So we are changing it. We have map here, and we are making use of list view. So we have to convert this dot to dot list so that it will be able to work properly with this list view. So that was the issue. Why am I putting full stop here? That should be okay. We return card, and for this card we return a list type. We return a list type, and then for this list type we have our leading, we have our title, then we have our subtitle, and we have our trading. So if you don't know what these are, it simply means the normal thing you see, you have something like, you usually have something like an icon on the leading or information or something. You have title, you have, so it's going to basically build a tile with this. So let's go back to this place and write our function. So we already have a function called SubCollection, and it returns text. So let's go ahead. Okay. Maybe I should write this thing for those of us who were not here during some of our um, stuff we did. Okay, let's rewrite it afresh. um FireStore. Do I have an instance of FireStore? Or instead of reinventing the wheel, let me go ahead and explain this. So basically, I have a collection called users, and this is where the users is. Inside the users, we have the data, and these are the data for the users. So for some of the users, we have sub collection, which are the pets they own. So that is why we have something like pets. We are trying to retrieve the sub collections. So we are going to get these sub collections and display it in this place. So basically, for this to work, we are going to do what? We are going to, instead of using .get here, I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to comment this out and oh, undo. Sorry, I'm used to Mac. I'm using Mac command here. Oh, all right. Let's do it one after the other, please. I'm using Command Shift and the rest of them. So, but I'm doing this on my Windows system. So basically, instead of having .get here, let me take this out also. What we are meant to have here is what? The snapshot. So we want to get the snapshots. We want to get the snapshot. So let me see. I'm getting an error here. I think something is okay. I got it right. This something is should be closing out here. So basically, I created an instance of this FireStore here, of the FireStore, and I'm using that instance to get the collection. And once I get the collection, then I iterate through all the collections, which are all these here. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for pets here. So for this particular pet, I will now look at it again. Look at what I'm looking at now is collection, the doc ID, which I get from this first search. I plug it in here and I use it to search for whether there is a collection, pet collection. So if there is, it will return all of them, all those stuffs. So basically, what I'll do, these sub collections, I'm going to copy it and go back to this place, this stream, and paste it here. Oh, oh, sorry, I'm using void here. Sorry. Oh, oh, okay. Let's say future query snapshot. Um, just to avoid all this wahala, let's copy this and plug it directly in here. Stream this. What am I getting? Uh, all right. Um, query snapshots. So it's saying query snapshot. These cannot be assigned to blah blah blah. Okay, let me check again. Let me define this instance. This is outside of our scope, the scope up. So let me define another instance of it here. And what happens is I'm going to wipe this and then I'm going to use the Firebase Firestore dot instance, this instance that I created dot collection, and the collection part is users, and let's just get the users first. Um, dot snapshot. Let's see if we can get snapshot. Okay, we got the snapshot. So I can remove this because I'm already defining it at the top. So what happens is that the snapshot I'm going to be getting, I'm going to use it to display some content within this place. So what do I have for all this? I have the name, email address, and age. So let's use these last three, 1, 2, and 3. So what we are going to do right now is we are going to, for this, we will return uh, for this we are going to return for the leading, we are going to return a test, and in that test what we are going to have is we assigned this to, let's say, snap. Let's call it snap. So we call snap dot, what this thing am I looking for? Age. I guess this should be age, email, and this. Okay, let's quickly use this age. This trailing, I don't think I will need it. The title, I will use test again and do snap, and then I will do name. I will use test again. I will do snap, and I'm going to do email. So basically, these are all what we have. So I try using this sub collection here, but the type, I'm having conflict with the type here. So that's why I have to remove it and you plug it in directly here. So for this, I'm only going to get user. Subsequently, we might try to get the sub collection, but for now, let's use just one collection, the base collection. So for this, type int. Okay, I know what's happening here. So this is an integer, so I'm going to convert it to string. Let's see. So um so I'm using something that this snapshot, should I put it in maybe I should put it in a container. Let me try width media query dot of context dot size dot width. I want it to cover the whole width, but the error I'm getting is saying that the subtype I used, and that should be found somewhere here, is not subtype of string. So why am I getting this error? Type int is not a subtype of string. So where is this error coming from? Okay, let's put it dot to string dot to string. Okay, let's try and refresh and see what happens. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. So basically, I have this. It's getting it. Because age is integer and we are looking for text here. That's why I couldn't get it before, but now I'm getting it. So let me do. Let me use half of this screen. Media query dot of context dot size dot height, all divided by 2. I want to use half of the screen. So this is all the names in this stuff. So let me go ahead and explain what's happened here again. Um, Before now, we used to have only one button here, which is this. And let me space this. Alright, let me put 30 and then so I just want to put a space between this and this button. Okay, so basically we were having this button before, and we are using it to do this command. And basically what we were doing before was to print our results in the console, but now I want to showcase it on this interface. So that's why we had to use a stream builder to get changes in real time. So for this particular stream builder that we are using, we are calling the collection this here. Now, um, the collection this is returning this. So let's change this Jonathan to Jonathan 2 and see if it will take effect in real time. So let's look for Jonathan and edit it to Jonathan 2 and see what happens. So we go back, it changes. Did you see that? So we are updating it in real time, and if we change this to C, big C, we update it, it comes over in real time here. So whenever a user somewhere is updating data, a particular data, whoever that has access to that data or is calling that data will be seeing the update in real time. And even this Jonathan, it automatically updates here. So this is practically it. In our next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do the sub collections and how to do some manipulation. Okay, let's say for instance, I want to add something like trailing. The trailing I deleted. Let's say icon. I'll have icons dot delete. So, all right. So basically, when I refresh, we'll see delete icon here. And if we don't want to have this lead in here, we can have edit button here. We have something like leading icons dot edit, and we are good. So I refresh this, we have the edit button here. So we can just cascade this into an inkwell or gesture detector so that when we click on it, we can edit this in real time and submit, and we can also delete it. So that's basically it. Just to run through this code again for those that didn't understand what we did. We are using a stream builder. Stream builder listings for changes in real time and updates the stream, and that stream we are using it in this list view to build these stuffs we have here. So whatever is returned in the snapshot here, we have a variable called snapshot which is basically storing everything we are getting from this stream. We are using it here, and whatever is in this stream is updated in real time here. So basically, you can have a method outside of here. You can have a method standing on its own. Then you can add that method here. But the issue I encountered was the issue of these future query snapshots and stuff like that. Let me see what I use here. Oh, I used this. This is what I used. This is what I used. This is what I should have used. Asynchronous snapshot, then query snapshot. That's what I should have used in here. Okay, let me try this and maybe it will work, maybe it won't. Let's do SubCollection and then come back here and try to delete this, change this and add this. Okay, still showing error. Can be assigned snapshot object, snapshot object, snapshot object. Okay, we'll come back. I'll find a way to address this, and I'll come back to it later. So this is basically how to make your build. You have a stream builder, you retrieve it, and you display it here. In our next tutorial, we'll be looking at how to use model to handle this, and also the challenge that I encountered, which is basically to determine the data type for this that will be returned for this guy here. So that will be all for now. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next tutorial.